We just have a quick question in the terminal from Fahar asking us whether the trade idea, the swing trading idea for the Aussie yen on the 16th of April in the terminal is still valid. So to help you guys answer that question going forward, about whether a particular trade idea in the terminal is still valid is simply by going over the trade idea's rationale or the reason why analysts considered it as a potential trading opportunity, and then simply evaluating whether the current sentiment is still in line for that particular trade idea. So let's quickly open up the swing trading idea for the Aussie yen on the 16th of April. We can see the rationale for this trade is the overall risk tone. So let's just quickly go to the chart as well. We can see we had a potential entry at the 69 psychological level. We can see there's a potential stop loss at 69.35 or 39. There we go, 69.35, sorry, and then target at 67.70. And then we have 67.70. So let's quickly go over the rationale. The overall risk tone remains tentative as increasingly weak economic data contrast with expectations for the coronavirus to begin peaking. That is still very much in place. With data likely to remain weak for the foreseeable future, further highs in the Aussie yen will be an uphill battle. As such, we expect the current resistance around 69 and 69.25 to hold in the medium term, with the area presenting an attractive level to go short. Now, that is still very much in line just by basically reading out the rationale. And then we can look at the trade risks and see whether that has invalidated this idea. The main risk to this trade would be a surprise improvement in market data. That hasn't happened. Or the economic outlook and consequent risk tone. Now, risk tones has been whipsawing recently. Economic data or outlook still very much coming in negative across the board. This would likely result from data suggesting a strong bounce back in economies can be expected, as opposed to an outright improvement in economic data. We haven't really seen that either. So just by reading the rationale and the trade risk, we can see that that is still a valid trade idea for looking for some potential downside in the Aussie yen, and just a quick way that you guys can use going forward to see whether these trade ideas are still valid and whether the rationale still makes sense, or whether the risk factor has invalidated that trade idea.